I've been positive for 4 years now, and I've been seeing a counselor pretty regularly to help me cope, and I go to a support group. It was really hard to get my head around it at first, but my counselor has been a huge help. We meet once every 2 weeks, and I feel like I can tell her everything. I'm not sure what I would do without her.
So, what's on your mind this week, Natasha?
It's my family again. I mean, like I've told you before, we are really close, and they've basically been supportive.
I remember us strategizing together about how you could tell your parents about your diagnosis and how relieved you were to tell them last summer.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And I told them, I thought my dad was gonna blame my ex boyfriend, Ronnie, even though, like we've talked about before, I don't think that's where I got it. But he just hugged me and told me that he'd always love his little girl.
Oh, I am so glad you have their support.
Yeah, and you know, my mom asked me not to tell my sisters, but I really love them, and we talk a lot. It's been hard to keep it from them. We usually get together for Sunday dinner every couple of weeks, and I just keep wondering if they notice that thing that my mom does with the dishes.
What thing is that, Natasha?
Well, for starters, she gives me my own glass and plate and silverware, and she actually keeps them in a cupboard separate from the rest of the silverware. And she doesn't make it obvious, but I've noticed. And after dinner, when she washes the dishes, she sets my dishes aside to do last. And then she puts fresh water in the sink and pours bleach in it before she washes them. Again, it's not super obvious, but it's definitely embarrassing. And I'm worried that my sisters have noticed. Because, they're no dummies. Even last week, they offered to do the dishes, and my mom insisted that she did them herself. It was awkward.